Hey, what's up guys, it's Claudio here, and today I'm making a video about sprinting. Should I be a sprinter? Should I be a climber? Should I be a time trialist? All these questions coming up here. I'm gonna do a series of power tests with the power meter here. As you can see, power starts and rolling sprint starts to check my peak power, see where I'm at. And then I'm gonna do this for 8 weeks. I'm gonna train like a sprinter as much as possible, but I'm going to be hitting the gym. I'm going to be doing sprinting workouts, and I'm going to test my sprint at the end of 8 weeks. So this is just laying down the groundwork for this whole experiment. My whole idea is that, especially I'm a category 4, in the Cat 4 races, I think that you can out-train anyone. Right, so it doesn't matter if I am talented or not as a sprinter. I don't think I am, so I'm a good example of this. I might be more towards a slow twitch, more endurance type of rider, but I'm gonna train my sprint, and I'm gonna see what some hard work does, how many more watts I can get out. And then I'm going to put it to test at all these races that I have coming up, these circuit and criteriums. I have the first few races are coming up at the end of this month, in February. So excited to test this out. So that's the idea. You know, as a young as in, I haven't been cycling that much, so like 2.5 years. As a beginner cyclist, you don't know what you are. You don't know, most of us don't really know right away. Some of us maybe, I would say if you were like in track and field and you were doing the 100s all the time and really good at it, okay, maybe you're a sprinter. You have a lot of fast twitch. I don't know. I didn't know what I was, okay, or I don't know. And I probably won't know after this. But the idea is. We're going to train and we're going to figure it out. My CrossFit coach 3 or 4 years ago, he noticed that I was more of a slow grinder, not so much of an explosive athlete. So I have a little bit of, that's kind of in my head. I'm not so much of a sprinter, but I really think it's important for every cyclist to train their sprint. It's going to come in handy, not just for field sprints, but for bridging gaps, following an attack. For criteriums, you need that snap in your legs. You don't have to have such a high watt sprint, but you need to be able to snap. So here I am. I'm warming up. I'm doing a 10-minute warm up, and I am actually, it's a 20-minute warm up. 10 minutes of spinning, and then 10 minutes of ramping it up, like you saw right now, increasingly. Every few minutes, I'll just ramp it up. Open up my legs and my lungs. So here are my stats really quick. Age 37, FTP is, the last test said FTP is 256. It's probably higher. I train 10 hours a week via TrainerRoad, and max heart rate is around 186. I've never seen it go above 186. So TrainerRoad, let's talk about that. I have been doing that for maybe 5 months, and recently I finished the Sweet Spot Base 1 high volume. That was great. Got some good gains out of that. Now I'm right in the middle of the Short Power Build and high volume, and that's getting me ready for more of these short races, these criteriums and circuit races that I have coming up. So I'm right in the middle of that. I'm supposed to do a ramp test to test my FTP and my progress, but I got sick, so I was off the bike for 5 weeks, and I missed that. And I just kind of estimated that it went up like at least 5 to 10 watts. So I'm probably above 260 now, but whatever. I'll see at the end of this period, this 8-week short power build. I'll retest before going into the specialty phase, which I'm doing the criterium specialty right afterwards. So TrainerRoad, great. It's been going great. Highly recommend it. I have the time to do the high volume, and it is hard. It is, it's like 6 days a week. You get one rest day, and some of these rides a lot of them are 2 hours at this point, and they're hard. They are, if you've never been on a trainer for 2 hours, it sucks. It used to be like an hour would suck, but somehow you get used to it. I got used to the 2 hour ones, and I just sit there and I grind it out. I do it. I do the work. And I've seen progress big time. Okay. I already saw like at least 20 some watt increase over a few months after just that sweet spot base. So this one is going to yield a lot more gains, I'm sure. And so I'm using TrainerRoad a lot. Listen to their podcast, watch their videos. And they have this new resource on their website. Just type in TrainerRoad Strength Training Calculator. You put in your weight. I'm at 157. And then they give you 3 categories: climber, all-around rider, and a sprinter. And then you have all of these gym exercises that cyclists do for strength training, right? And these are benchmarks. So I'm going to read what it says. How to use these benchmarks. These benchmarks are aimed solely at endurance athletes concerned with enhancing their endurance capabilities, improving their basic quality of movement and day-to-day life, decreasing likelihood of crash-related injuries, decreasing the odds of bone mass loss and related diseases, decreasing the rate of muscle loss taking place in aging. These standards won't stand up when leveled at dedicated strength athletes. Okay, so basically my understanding from what's going on here is, so it says, if I want to train as a sprinter, I should be able to do eventually 236 pounds on my deadlift for 5 reps. And if I train my deadlift to be, let's say, 250 pounds for 5 reps, if I get that strong, it's basically telling me that it's not helping me anymore. Once you get strong past a certain level, you're most likely going to be slowed down by that strength because you are just gaining more muscle mass that's slowing you down, literally, right? You're getting heavier. You don't need to be a huge bodybuilder to be a sprinter. You just need enough, and after that, it's not helping. So these are the benchmarks, or at least the idea of them. My takeaway. It's not to say that if you can already do 236 pounds at 5 reps on a deadlift that you're going to be a good sprinter, right? Doesn't mean that, but it's something to work towards. Definitely as beginners, and if you don't know where you are in all of this, it's a great resource to check out, right? And if you're a climber, it's much less, right? Because you don't need to be that strong. You don't need all that muscle mass. It's going to weigh you down. As a climber, you want to be as light as possible, right? So the weights are down, actually very significantly. Deadlift 118 pounds for 5 reps if you're a climber at my weight, versus a sprinter 236 pounds at 5 reps. So you have back squats, bench press, barbell row, pull-ups, and military press. The deadlift I know I can do in a couple of weeks if I just warm it up again. I used to be a CrossFitter, so I'm familiar with that. Back squat, it's going to take a while to get it up to 5 reps again there. I haven't squatted in a while. Bench press, I can probably do that in a couple of weeks. Barbell row, I'm not sure where I'm at. Chin-ups, 15 reps. I can probably do 10 now for sure. 15, I'm not sure actually. My grip will lose. We'll lose it. And then military press is that's a strict press, right? Like this. And I have kind of a bad shoulder. I have an inflamed rotary cup injury type of deal. I can't push too much weight over my head, so I have to work on that. So anyways, hitting the gym, a big deal for sprinting and for cycling. You got to get strong. You got to get that raw strength, and then convert it into cycling strength with these workouts, these sprinting workouts that I'm going to be doing every week. I'm going to be doing exactly what I'm doing right now. So rolling starts, so rolling sprints, which is it's kind of simulating the end of a race where you're already at the speed and then you sprint. And power starts, which are more for track cyclists, where you start from a dead stop in a hard gear. Right now, I'm going to be doing it on the 13th. I did all of them on the 13th cog, which is it's hard. I couldn't even spin out on it in 20 seconds. So, and you don't shift gears, right? You just go as hard as you can until you spin out. So that's the vibe with these exercises and these workouts. I'm giving myself 5 minutes recovery in between each sprint. Oh, let's watch this. This is a max cadence. Max cadence kind of a test, and I hit 164 RPM. I don't know. I just wanted to see how fast I could spin. Anyways, I'm giving myself 5 minutes recoveries in between these sprints. Some people will say that's not enough. I don't have time to do 10-minute recoveries. If I want to do a total of 6 sprints, I'll max out sprints. So I have to do 5. That's what I'm doing. What else to talk about? Like I said, you don't have to be talented. You don't have to have a fast twitch to need to train or to train your sprint. You can, if you're not a good sprinter, you're not good because you don't train it. If you can't climb, it's because you probably don't train it. If you're not good at time trials, it's probably because you don't train it. It's just that simple. For a lot of my amateurs, we just need to put in the time. We need to put in the work. And that's the way things are going to happen. So I'm going to put in the work for 8 weeks, see what I can do here. Another thing, let's talk about some races that are coming up. Actually, I'm really excited that I got into Dirty Kansas. Dirty Kansas 200. It was by lottery, and I got in. Super hyped about that. That's in May. Okay, that's the opposite of sprinting, right? That is pure endurance, 200 miles on gravel. So that's a whole nother different type of training that I'm going to do. That's why I'm doing this the sprint training right now. Okay, doing that for the first part of the year, and then I'm going to do more of the steady state stuff or the climbing races. I have Green Mountain Stage Race at the end of the season, and I also have Grand Fondo, New York, also in May. So anyways, really exciting. Let's see if let's see what we can do here. Oh, and by the way, if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, I post all of my workouts on my stories. So be sure to follow up on that, and you can follow what I'm doing from day to day on these workouts. All right, let's get into this. Here we are. Week 1 power starts. These are 20 seconds. Okay, starting from dead stop. These are hard. This is so hard on your body. I can't describe it. Other than that, it sucks big time, and it's really hard on your knees. If you have any kind of knee issue, be careful with these. A lot of stress on your knees. 967 watts, 766 for the average for 20 seconds. And I'm in pain. I think the more you do these, the faster you learn to recover. I gave myself 5 minutes. I'm not going to show the 5 minutes. I'm going to go right into the next one.
3, 2, 1.
I'm not breaking 1,000 on these. It's hard. because by the time you get up to speed, you're already kind of tired. Yeah, and you can't just crank out more watts. So a little less on the second one. And my bike is just all over the place. It's like shifting around. I'm afraid I'm going to break my trainer. I'm on the Neo Tacx, the first version. And here we go. I'm in the drops. All these sprints, I'm in the drops. My heart rate just is spiking. Okay, 933 max, and my average is 715. Nothing special there, but I'm dead. I'm dead. So I gave myself 5 minutes, another 5-minute recovery, and then we're doing rolling starts coming up right here in the first week. Rolling sprints, 10 seconds. And there I shifted. I shifted in the middle of the sprint, and it's not good. Putting stress on the drivetrain, and a lot of this is it's technical. Like I didn't have the right gearing there. 979 and 870 for the average. As I figured out, you gotta find that gear, the right gear. You'll see I had it in this one, so I broke 1,000. $10.33 and $9.14 for the average. So better, and man, it hurts just looking at it. This is tough. It's real tough. These are the kind of efforts that that you do at the end of the race, but I can't imagine doing this in the middle of the race because obviously I can't recover that fast. Like this is nuts. This is the end of the race kind of sprint for sure. Okay, 10:32 and 9:48. So that's week 1. That's where I'm at. I'm going to show you week 2 right now. And what I did is I switched them around. So I did the rolling sprints first and then the power starts second. See if that made a difference. Rolling sprints with more fresh legs. Okay. Easily broke 1,000. $10.73 and $9.43 for the average. Okay. I don't know if I could really claim that I made gains in 1 week. Like, it's kind of the same. You know, I did work out, but this takes time. This takes weeks. That's why I want to do it for 8 weeks. I definitely got more comfortable. I kind of like woke up my sprint a little, you know. I got more comfortable in there. I got used to the gearing and how to just ramp it up. 10.64 and 9.57 for the average. Let's check out the third one of these. Boom, 1,100. Okay, that's what I'm capable of. 1,100. I knew I could do 1,100. 11.05 and 9.71 for the average. Okay, that's where I'm at. Let's just say that's where I'm at. Finally broke. Guys, I remember when I first got my bike, I could not even break 800 watts on my power meter. I was like, I had to pedal so hard to get like 790 or something. So it's totally for those beginners out there, you get stronger somehow. You just, with time and training, you can do it. And 1,100 watts is not that much. these sprinters on YouTube. I mean, these sprinters are doing like 1,500 watts. That's crazy. Anyways, power starts 20 seconds, 9:43, 7:54. These hurt so much. If you ever tried sprinting 20 seconds straight, it just sucks, big time. But it's kind of practical. Some of these sprints you're out there, at the end of the race, and they last for 20 seconds. And there's a whole technique. I haven't even talked about it. There's a whole actual technique into sprinting, which I don't know. I've seen a bunch of videos on it. I haven't put it to use. I know that it requires, being stiff, transferring all the energy into the pedals in a particular kind of way, staying aero. I've watched they have some good videos on sprinting. But that's going to take time, and I'm going to have to do that also outside, out on the road, because it's very different than the trainer, right? You need to push and pull side to side. I don't have that kind of flexibility here. Maybe it's higher out on the road. It's going to be interesting for me to try this out there. Maybe I'll do another video outside. So there it is, 9:42, 7:47 power starts. And that does it for the test. That gives you a good idea of where I am. Gives me a good idea where I'm at. I'm going to be doing this every week. I did skip this week because this past week, I was sick for 5 days. So I missed. It sucks how getting sick just ruins everything. It didn't really ruin it, but I missed a week. So, but it's no big deal. I'm going to keep going. And that's a test, The whole idea is you can train this stuff. I'm not saying I'm going to be the best sprinter or anything like that. But I'm going to train, I'm going to get better, and it's definitely going to help, especially in these Cat 4 races. It's going to help for me to have that kind of snap in my legs. If I ever get to where I'm at the actual field sprint and somewhere, competitive position, then I'm really excited to see what I can do. But right now, at the end of these races, these 45-minute races that I do, I'll be lucky to hit 900 watts. It's totally different at the end of a race, right? So it's going to be lower. So realistically, to hit 1100 watts at the end of a race, it's going to take a lot of training for me. A lot of endurance training as well. Not just the sprint training. So guys, let me know what you think about all of this. Do I stand a chance? What do you guys think I am just from watching? What should I focus on? Definitely going to focus on this for the beginning of the year. See what it's all about. What kind of gains I can get. If you have any kind of sprint workouts that you love to do, let me know in the comments. I'm going to start some kind of discussion about all of this. And follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. To check out all the workouts that I do on a daily basis. If you haven't subscribed, I have a bunch of new videos coming up, including criterium commentary videos coming up at the end of this month. Really excited about the first few races of the season. I'm going to put all these gains to use. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. And I'll see you guys out there. Peace.